The United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia, two influential nations in the Middle East, have been undergoing significant transformations in recent years, moving away from the conservative doctrines of Wahhabi Islam and enforcing widespread reforms. These changes reflect a broader shift towards moderation, inclusivity, and social liberalization, marking one of the most extensive reforms in Islamic history. Wahhabism, a conservative reformist movement founded in the 18th century by Muhammad ibn Abd al-Wahhab, has been a dominant force in the Islamic world, particularly in Saudi Arabia and Qatar. The movement, which aimed to purify Islam and return to its original principles, has been characterized by its opposition to rituals and practices it deemed un-Islamic. However, the rigid interpretation of Islam has also been criticized for its narrow-mindedness and intolerance towards other sects and interpretations. Recently, the UAE has allowed unmarried couples to cohabitate, loosened alcohol restrictions, and criminalized honor killings, a widely criticized, religiously packaged tribal custom. Similarly, Saudi Arabia has lifted a ban on women's driving and enhanced women's professional and personal opportunities, among other reforms. These reforms aim to promote a more tolerant and inclusive form of Islam, challenging the traditional Wahhabi interpretation. By doing so, the UAE and Saudi Arabia hope to foster a more open and diverse society, where individuals have the freedom to practice their faith without fear of persecution or discrimination. The UAE and Saudi Arabia's shift away from Wahhabi Islam marks one of the most extensive reforms in Islamic history. By embracing a more liberal and tolerant form of Islam, these nations hope to promote social harmony, economic development, and regional stability. These reforms also have broader implications for the Islamic world, as they challenge the traditional dominance of Wahhabi Islam and its strict interpretation of the faith. By embracing a more moderate and inclusive form of Islam, the UAE and Saudi Arabia are setting a precedent for other nations to follow, potentially leading to a more diverse and pluralistic Islamic world. The UAE and Saudi Arabia's shift away from Wahhabi Islam and the enforcement of widespread reforms represent a significant turning point in Islamic history. By challenging the traditional conservative interpretations of the faith, these nations are promoting a more tolerant and inclusive form of Islam, fostering social harmony, economic development, and regional stability. These changes also have broader implications for the Islamic world, potentially leading to a more diverse and pluralistic Islamic community.